Still Life with Tornado, a young adult contemporary novel by A.S. King, was published in 2016 and went on to win the 2017 NIBA Book of the Year award. The story revolves around a young girl in the midst of an identity crisis, struggling to come to terms with her parents' crumbling marriage. Upon its release, the book garnered a generally positive reception. While some readers argue that the protagonist grapples with multiple personality disorder, the author, King, asserts that this is an element of magical realism rather than a psychological condition. King, known for her numerous young adult contemporary novels, employs an unreliable narrator in Still Life with Tornado. 16-year-old Sarah finds it challenging to distinguish between reality and fiction. Something significant occurred during a family trip to Mexico years ago, but Sarah has repressed the memories, blocking out the trauma. As a result, she dedicates much of her time to constructing a safe reality for herself. Her 10-year-old self frequently appears, urging her to confront her suppressed emotions and remember what transpired, with the ultimate goal of moving forward. Readers should be prepared for the narrative to shift between the past and present, blurring the line between truth and fiction. Sarah possesses a deep passion for art and exhibits great talent. Her aspirations include attending art school in the future. Those around her, including teachers, friends, and family, hold high expectations for her artistic abilities. However, one day, Sarah wakes up to discover that she can no longer draw. In her usual art class, her teacher eagerly anticipates her latest creation, only to be met with a blank sheet of paper. Sarah becomes overwhelmed, feeling like an empty page, devoid of inspiration, with nothing to offer or share. This unexpected artistic blockage sends her into a state of panic since she has always found art to come naturally to her. Frustrated and uninspired, she abruptly leaves the class, uncertain of her return. Sarah replays the events of that final art class repeatedly in her mind. Her teacher, Miss Smith, asserts that original ideas do not exist, an assertion that lingers in Sarah's thoughts. During the art class, the teacher challenged the students to draw something, but this is the moment when Sarah's creativity shuts down. Normally, Sarah enjoys a good challenge, but she can't pinpoint what is bothering her and stifling her artistic abilities. As a result, Sarah makes the decision to avoid going back to school. Her mother is filled with despair, but she doesn't force Sarah to return. On the other hand, her father finds her actions ridiculous and belittles her for skipping school, making Sarah feel foolish. Seeking solace away from everyone, Sarah aimlessly roams around town during the day, feeling disconnected from the people around her and indifferent to everything. Unaware of her own need for help, Sarah remains unaware of her inner struggles. One day, while seeking refuge in an abandoned building and pretending that everything is normal at school, Sarah's younger self emerges and demands her attention. The younger version of herself questions if present-day Sarah remembers their family holiday to Mexico. Sarah recalls the memories and allows herself to reminisce, losing herself in thoughts of tropical fish and the warmth of the sun. However, upon returning home, Sarah realizes that her recollection of playing with tropical fish in Mexico was fabricated. Sarah tends to exaggerate and often lies to people, despising herself for being this way and struggling to understand why she isn't normal. This realization becomes Sarah's first step towards uncovering the truth behind her creative block. The following day, Sarah decides to visit an art gallery and encounters a homeless man nearby. Throughout the day, her younger self remains a constant presence, urging her to think about Mexico. However, Sarah resists, actively avoiding her own memories and seeking refuge from them. As the days pass, Sarah contemplates what might be happening at school, but lacks the motivation to return. Instead, she deletes her social media accounts, assuming that no one will notice as she doesn't have many friends. The week drags on, and Sarah's parents incessantly argue. Her mother turns to drinking, while her father engages in arguments with both of them. Sarah yearns for the ability to turn back time and fix everything that has gone wrong. If only Sarah hadn't experienced that creative block in art class, maybe everything would be okay. However, her younger self knows that this isn't the case, even if present-day Sarah refuses to listen. Young Sarah urges present Sarah to reach out to their older brother, Bruce, as he will know what to do. Sarah follows her advice and calls Bruce, who is overjoyed to hear from her. Concerned about her well-being, Bruce decides to visit her and suggests that she shouldn't continue living at home. Although Sarah doesn't understand why, she is about to find out the truth. When Bruce arrives, he reveals to Sarah that their father had been abusive towards him. Their father had caused severe harm to Bruce, leading to his hospitalization on multiple occasions, which ultimately drove Bruce to run away. Now, Bruce is actively involved in campaigning for child welfare. Sarah starts to remember that their family trip to Mexico was the last one they took because their father exploded in anger and seriously injured Bruce. Their mother refused to go on any more vacations after that incident. Bruce demonstrates to Sarah that it is possible to recover from the trauma they endured. The first step is for Sarah to acknowledge that their childhood was challenging and that their father was abusive. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and Sarah must confront her feelings and experiences. Bruce assures her that he will support her every step of the way. With this newfound understanding, Sarah decides to seek help, and her younger self disappears. Before long, she rediscovers her passion for painting and immerses herself in the creative process once again. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.